Greetings, it's Iain from RTO here. This is take 3, by the way. So many interruptions. Welcome to a one-off album review, where we just look at them bands that release one album. And today's is actually a musical collaboration between producer Steve Wilson of Porcupine Tree and the singer of Opeth, Mikael Åkerfeldt, or Åkerfeldt, I'm not quite sure how he pronounces it. And they met back in 2001 when Steve produced Opeth's album Blackwater Park, and they started to write together for a project in 2010. And then in 2012 their writing came together to have this album that was released in 2012 called Storm Corrosion. It was the name of the band. Now, this was released on the May the 7th, 2012. I discovered this purely by accident, and I think it's great. So, joining Mikael and Steve, we've got Gavin Harrison, who played percussion and drums, Ben Castle on the woodwind instruments, and the London Session Orchestra, who do the orchestral and the string arrangements, of course, are done by Mr. Steve Wilson, conducted by Dave Stewart. So the first track on here is called Drag Ropes. Now this is a 9-minute piece. It's got a lovely eerie start. You've got this lovely sort of string, and it builds up. It's very dramatic. And then about halfway through you get this singing around, sort of very clever from both Mikael and Steve. Very good singers, and they do a great job on this well-crafted song. Up next is the title track, Self, called Storm Corrosion, and it's got Steve Wilson written all over it. The guitar work has got, you got Mikael's really delicate voice. Lots of eerie ambient sounds coming through this. It feels like you're going through a storm. It's just beautifully put together again. Then we have a track called Hag. Some lovely piano on this. I think it may be Steve playing it. It's just one of them atmospheric tracks. Got some, just a lovely thing. Great vocal. It's just eerie and just mystique at the same time. Then we get a track called Happy. This is another good track. The vocal is wonderful. Got some really nice, rich acoustic guitar. It's just the whole album is just full of these great sounds, and it's soothing in places and raunchy in others. It's just a very, very good track. Howl. I think this is a great prog track. It's got lots of different elements. The singing is great. I love how it changes mood, and it's all done by the keyboard. The keyboard on this track changes the mood of the song. It's my favourite track on here. It's amazing that this keyboard sends you into sadness, anger, happy, all in 6 minutes. Really strong track. Then we have a track called Ljudet Innan. Again, this is quite a long track. It is some. You've got to be really into Steve Wilson to get this. It's stoppy and starty. It's a bit slow, and then in places you get this burst of noise, especially towards the end. The atmospherics and the ambience of this track is wonderful. It's such a relaxing piece of music, and that was the last track on the album. There hasn't been much written about this album, in all honesty. But Dom Lawson from The Guardian says, far from conforming to what fans might expect, it is an unhinged experimental affair. Sprawling 6 pieces that draw from all manners of trained sources. you know, it is. You've got to be a real fan of Mr. Wilson to really get into this. I think it's very good. I think it's a modern take on progressive rock, using modern technology. You know, but adapting the principles of prog music. I think Mikael is a great singer, and of course Steve Wilson's just a legend, especially with his work with Porcupine Tree and his own stuff. It's just amazing these two great minds got together to create this brilliant one-off album. If you haven't heard it, go and listen to it. It is on Spotify if you wanted it, and I do believe it's actually in YouTube as well. So I'm going to give this one-off album an RTO ranking of 8.5. So there we go. That's it for this week, and I'm going to try and have a weekend off. Remember the last time I said that? Yeah. Anyway, so that's it until Monday. I think I think Simon's doing a live stream tonight, so I might pop on there tonight. I haven't had confirmation yet, but if he is doing it, I'll be on there. And I'll be back on Monday, where we're going to start off with the last part of the Michael Schenker story. And as usual, we're going to finish off with some other collaborations that he did during his career. And then our perfect side this next week is one that Dave sent me. And it's from one of his favourite live albums from Supertramp, and it's the Paris gig. So I've got 4 sides. And boy, have I had fun doing it, because I've had to play the album, which is terrible, of course, that you have to listen to one of the great live albums. So that's all coming up on Monday. So have yourselves a very good weekend, and thank you for your support as ever, because as this week we broke the 1,600 subs. So thank you very much, and I will see you all on Monday. Bye for now.